Welcome, everybody, to the College Basketball Show on the Girly True Sports Network. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster. Today, we're going to look at the battle of the Big Ten Saturday night at 8 o'clock from Carver Hawkeye Arena as the Indiana Hoosiers travel to Iowa to battle the Hawkeyes in a huge Big Ten game for both teams. The Indiana Hoosiers are 13-3. Iowa sits at 11-4. Neither team have a lot of quad one wins. Their non-conference schedule were weak, to say the least. And when we look at this game, Mike Woodson has never beaten Iowa in Iowa. He's winless in his two games there, but his team has won 5 straight games following his week off around Christmas. You had the one loss to Nebraska, which was pretty bad, but since then, they have dominated their competition. The only problem is those teams that they've beaten, USC, Rutgers, and Minnesota, as of Thursday, yeah, 3 to losingest teams in the Big Ten right now. But 10 of Indiana's next 11 games represent opportunities to pick up quad one wins. Malik Renew's been out. Still don't know about the status for Saturday for Renew. A lot of people are saying this team is much better with just Ballo there, or if it would just Renew there because the offense seems to flow better. I don't know if that's true or not. We're probably going to find out soon when Renew comes back. So I think there is a way to make this offense work with the two big men. They haven't found it yet, and they are playing much better. I think it's really good. Luke Goody has played outstanding, shooting the ball well. Trey Galloway played really well this in the Hoosiers' last win over USC. On the other side, Iowa's 11-4, 2-2 in the Big Ten after escaping with a 97-87 overtime win over Nebraska, which was a quad one win. And when we look at this team, they are coached by Fran McCafferty. He's in his 15th season, an overall record of 291 and 195. And the strengths for Iowa, as always, is the same year in and year out under McCafferty. Every player, save for one at most on the floor at any time, is a threat to make a three-point shot. The Hawkeyes ranked 17th nationally, shooting 39% from three-point range as a team. They make 11 threes a game, 14th most in the country. It's 27.6 attempts, which is 50th most. Now, Peyton Sandford, shooting 34.5%, leads the team with 39 made three-pointers. Indiana must defend the three-point line well to have a shot to win this game. Now, the Hawkeyes play an up-tempo style, good for 21st in the nation. They share the ball as well as any team, ranking 4th with 20 assists per game. All of that leads to an offense that's scoring 90 points per game, more than every team across college basketball except for Alabama. Iowa also ranks 4th in effective field goal percentage and 20th in adjusted offensive efficiency. Iowa is led in scoring by sophomore forward Owen Freeman, who shared the Big Ten Freshman of the Year award with Indiana's Mackenzie Mbako last season. He's Iowa's biggest shot blocking threat at 2.1 blocks per game and shoots an efficient 63.2% inside. He'll have a tough matchup against Indiana center Umar Ballo, but he's been a consistent force for Iowa this season with at least 13 points in each game. Now, the weakness, as with most teams that are high scoring, fast paced offense, they have a lackluster defense. But when shots aren't falling, Iowa is often in a lot of trouble because it does not defend at a high level. The Hawkeyes give up almost 80 points per game, 320 nationally. They rank 125th in adjusted defensive efficiency. They scored 116 points in Iowa's most recent loss, its most points ever in a Big Ten game. I mean, Wisconsin scored 116 on them. Iowa does not have a lot of size inside, other than Freeman, and Freeman can't afford to get into foul trouble. Freeman himself is not an outstanding rebounder, just 6 a game, and there's not much reliable depth behind him. A path to victory for Indiana could be dominate the rebounding battle, as Iowa ranks 293rd in rebounds per game. Now, Iowa was picked to finish somewhere between 10 and 14. I think they were 11th in the preseason Big Ten poll. And right now, Ken Palm projects Iowa to go 18-13, and 9-11 in the Big Ten. The Hoosiers are number 50 in the net ratings, so this would be a quad one win for Indiana. Joe Lunardi's latest bracketology does not have Iowa in his field, and it's not even as a first 8 team out when you look at that. The game will likely come down to whether Indiana can limit Iowa's three-point shooting, which it has struggled with in the past under Woodson. Indiana has the better center in Ballo, who's averaging 21 and 11 in the last 3 games, and the better point guard in Miles Rice, who's averaging 16.8 and 4 assists in the last 4 games. Indiana will be able to score on Iowa, but the real challenge will be putting together a complete defensive performance required to win this game for the Hoosiers. When you look at the Hoosiers, Miles Rice has done a really good job at point guard. Luke Goody has really come on the last few games. And the only reason it took that long is because it's really hard to get in the rhythm when you're sitting your ass on the bench, which is what happened to him for a lot of this season. Trey Galloway has been outstanding. Carlisle has been a complete waste. I don't even know why he's playing right now. The effort level he gives is not great. Ballo, he's a dominant big man. He does some stupid stuff off the court. Somehow tends to look a little lazy at times, but he's not lazy on the court. I mean, when I say look lazy at times, lose a little bit of weight, Umar. That would help. So I think IU needs to limit the 3-point shooting. They need to hit the boards. They need to pound the ball to Ballo. Ballo cannot get in foul trouble. If Renew's not able to go and Ballo gets in foul trouble, Indiana can have issues. But I think Indiana has shot the three much better. This is an away game. We saw Indiana fall on their face against Nebraska. That can't happen here. With 10 of the next 11 games against basically quad one teams, Indiana probably needs to win at least 4 or 5 of those games to make the NCAA tournament. They can't afford to give this one away. Indiana played really well against 3 bad Big Ten teams, but bad Big Ten teams don't mean they're bad. Penn State's not horrible. USC's not horrible. And yeah, I wear a USC hat because it was given to me. So I figured it would only be fair. I got the Indiana shirt on. I don't have anything Iowa-wise. Any Iowa fans want to send me something, I'll wear it during the show. But I think in the end, guys, if you're going to bet this game, do it at BetMGM. There's no point spread up yet. And this point spread is one that I can't really pin my finger on what it should be. But I think in the end, I think Indiana gets the win. I think Ballo has a big game. I think Indiana defends the 3 better than normal. I know that is a risky bet right now because we know the history of Indiana with Mike Woodson and the up and downs and not being able to win very often on the road. But I think the Hoosiers get this win 85-83. I think they win it in the last minute. I think Miles Rice is going to have a big game. And I look for Mackenzie Mbako. He did not play well against USC. I think he'll play exceedingly well in this game, and the Hoosiers get the victory. All right, guys, if you want to bet this game at BetMGM, click on the link in the description down below if you're watching on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification on YouTube. You can follow us on X at Grueling Truth. But for now, guys, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.